Hello everyone, this is Susan Eitel with Simple Stamping. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am here to show you on a quick video how to make these absolutely adorable little brooms that have a Tootsie Pop in them. Now they're kind of hard to see on the camera, but I've made a little box for them, and on this blog posting, you will also see lots of still life pictures that are going to make it a lot easier for you. But I wanted to share with you a couple tips and tricks to make this whole process super fun. So let's get going. First, I wanted to let you know that there's two stamp sets that work great with this project. This is called Sweet Hauntings, and this is from our brand new catalog. It is a clear mount set as well as a wood mount. And the reason why I love these, especially for our little treats, we have a punch that will punch it out. Now, last year, do you remember we had this stamp set called Merry Everything? Well, fortunately for us, it was carried over into the big catalog, and you will find it on page 71. And the punch that goes with it is the Notetag Punch, which makes our lives so much easier because whenever we have a punch that we can just pop, wow, everything goes so much quicker. Now, I have a tip for you. Let's get going because I think you're going to find this to be really interesting. First, you're going to need to go to the grocery store and get some Toosie Rolls. Now, if you're like me, you have a favorite flavor. My favorite flavor is raspberry, so I would pick out all the raspberries and save them for myself. Now, one thing that I like to do is I like to kind of open it up just a little bit and trim just some excess of that paper off. This is not 100% necessary, but I think it lets the stick get exposed a little bit more. Now, last year when I blogged about this, I told you that I used a black Sharpie. Now, hang on to your hats for this one. I purchased this super inexpensive little sponge dauber thing at a craft store, and I think they were like 10 for $1, so they're like 10 cents each, or if you buy them individually, maybe they're a whopping quarter. Look what I'm doing. I'm taking the black Stays On refill, and all I did was added 2, maybe 3 drops, and I have been coloring away. Look at this. It just makes life so easy because of the way that sponge, you can get up there nice and close to where you need to and just sponge away, and then make sure you get the end. And oh my gosh, your fingers are not dirty. This is a permanent ink, because it's the black Stays On. And then all I do is I put it on top of a spool of ribbon to let it get good and dry. But oh my gosh, I was doing the biggest happy dance when I figured that out because I have started already and I have all of these already colored black. So that is a huge time saver for me. I just think this is a great idea. Now, one thing I wanted to share with you is I made this little stand last year, and I kind of thought it would be cute because it helps. You can just see the lollipop there. It helps put the lollipop right on that hole, and it holds it up straight. And again, let me tilt it to the side to see, so you can kind of get the idea. So how you make this little square is so simple. You're going to start with a 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch piece of cardstock. I'm using crumb cake just because I like the natural look of crumb cake against the natural coffee filters, but please feel free to use whichever you would like. And then all you're going to do is score it at 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So you scored it 1 inch all the way around. And now you're going to fold in all of the score lines. Again, I do think using a bone folder, you can see this was a scrap. I have something stamped on it. So use your bone folder and score them all in. So there you go. Remember, it was just 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches scored all the way around at 1 inch. Now, here is the fun little trick. what you're going to do to cut that hole out is take your circle framelits and take the littlest one we have, which is this little baby one. And what you're going to do is just put that in your Big Shot, crank it on through, and you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. Now we take it to the next step that we are going to cut into the score lines. So take your paper snips and on a side just cut straight up to your score line. Turn it around and do the same. You with me? This is so easy and they're so cute. So basically you were just cutting, you know, these two and these two. Now, one thing that I really prefer doing, especially when I'm making boxes, is I like to miter the ends a little bit. I just think it makes it a little cleaner. So when I say that, I just take a little tiny piece, and actually that's really generous. You don't even have to take that much. Just take a little sliver off, and I'm going to lay it flat so you can see it to get an idea of what it looks like. So you can see that I cut on these sides, and then all I did was just miter it in. Now the adhesive that I'm going to use today is the Fast Fuse. I'm going to pull my silicone mat, love this thing, and I want to give you a quick little lesson on Fast Fuse. You're going to put adhesive on the sides that you mitered. When you use Fast Fuse, you just pull it down and then go check. And now I went to the right there. This time I'm going to go to the left. Check. I'm going to flip it around, Fast Fuse down, check. Take it down, check. I think I shared this with you before. I think I'm really starting to get this and I really love it. So now what you're going to want to do is just simply fold in. You following me? You're going to fold in your sides of your little boxes to make the little elephant stand. And you know what? I didn't get Fast Fuse on that one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little dab of green glue real quick just to make this quick. And there you go. There's your little box. Now you can see that my hole is not perfectly in the center. Trust me, it's not going to matter once you get that cute lollipop on. Okay, are you hanging in there with me? Because this is so fun. I love making these. Okay, next, you are going to need a coffee filter. Actually, I like using 2 coffee filters. You can see that there's 2 there. And I like naturally the natural color. And I just flatten it out. And now I'm going to fold it in half. Give it just a little crease. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. It is that easy. Are you with me? Okay. So now all you're going to do, I prefer to use my bigger scissors. You see, you can already see where your creases are, but before we cut up the creases, I'm going to shorten it just a tad because I think it's too long and I think it looks a lot cuter if you shorten it. Now you see where the little ridges are? Just take your scissors and go up to each ridge, and once you get going making a ton of these, you can do both steps, but for right now just do up the ridges. Now you're going to go back and cut in between the ridges just to make the skirt just a little bit more fuller, and I think it'll make sense once we pull it all together. So there you go. You can see how it's all little frou-frou-y. So you can open it back up. Now let's go ahead, and here's one of the lollipops that I've already put the black stays on. It does not come off. I am just absolutely so excited about that little tip. Now let's take some glue dots. This is the important part. Put some glue dots. I prefer to use 2 glue dots just because I really don't want my witch's skirt to come off. And then all you're going to do is simply, oops, I just did it backwards. Silly Susan. Simply put the skirt on, and you can see that that's halfway. And then all you're going to do is roll it around. There is no rhyme or reason. And trust me, these little guys are going to have an attitude. And so you're just going to want to play with them. It's paper, so you can crunch it up. Now, back to glue dots. Grab a glue dot and place your glue dot on your coffee filter. And there you go. Is that so cute? Now, what I like to do too is kind of give it a good little squish there, and then I can kind of frou-frou up the skirt however I like it. And like here, I think I need an extra cut, so no worries. Just come in with your scissors, and there, that made it a little frou-frou-ier. Isn't that cute? It's so quick, so easy. Okay, next we're going to take our natural twine. I'm being very generous just because I don't want to be left without a bow for you. I go ahead and I put it straight down, take it and just give it a good old knot. I find this to be the easiest way to do it. Now you'll see that I went ahead and I have stamped several of these, and I have adhered them to another Notetag punch that I had punched out. So let's work with this one. This, all I did was I used the black, our new black ink is just absolutely amazing. I just stamped it in ivory, in the very vanilla. I prefer the very vanilla because I think it's just a little softer against the crumb cake, and also, you know, this little natural color coffee filter. So all we're going to do is take the 1/8 punch and punch a hole in there, which is what we are going to feed our baker's twine through. And oh my gosh, it did it on the first try. Now all we're going to do is tie a simple bow. Come on. Got a manhandle, I think, this. There you go. Oh, good, it's working out. You can see I've got ample ribbon. All I'm doing is tying a simple bow. I like to tie my bows, and I make them a little bit longer than what I need. And then I come back and I play with the tails a little bit, and I maybe tighten it up again, and I fuss with it. And you know what? If they have an attitude and they start going crooked like that, I usually at this point go ahead and just twist them. And then I find if I make a simple knot on the top, it kind of makes it stay in place then. Watch it make a liar out of me since I'm on a video right now. So there you go. Come on. And give it a little haircut. Give it a little haircut. Oh, look what I did. I just undid my whole bow. Well, you know what I do with my videos? They're called one-take wonders. So you just saw me just totally bloop. And we're going to try to make lemonade out of lemons, and it's going to work. Because I'm not going to refilm it, because I know that these sort of things happen to you, just like they happen to me. So I want you to see that it is okay to have boo-boos. And you know what? That's even a better bow than the first one. So there you go. So now let's give it a haircut. Give it a haircut, and you are absolutely done. Again, you can twist that around a little bit. Now we can bring back our little base, and remember how this base isn't perfectly in the center? It doesn't matter. All I do is, if I'm putting these on somebody's desk, I usually go ahead and just find the center like that, and then put it right on their desk. And I want to tell you, it is the cutest little treat. I love it. I am making all of these for my husband's office, and I'm also making them for my son to give to his students at school. But this is something that you can get going right now. Go buy your lollipops, but make sure you pick out all of your favorites so you have a stash to eat. And then go ahead and find a fun Halloween stamp, stamp it, and make sure, so you don't get your hands all messy, you run to the craft store and get one of these little gems, and it literally takes just a couple little dots and paint away. And get ready to make somebody smile, because these are just the cutest thing. I just absolutely love them. And it's so much better if you go ahead and get started right now, so you're not stressed at the holidays. And the candy's not going to go bad. You know the candy's not going to go bad. This is the one from last year, good to the last bite. So there you go. Please feel free to shoot me an email. Feel free to go to my online store, which is just like Walmart. I'm open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And my website is www.simplestamping.com. Thanks a bunch for your time, and I hope you find this interesting, and I hope you make someone happy by making little Tootsie Pop for Halloween. Thanks. See you soon. Bye-bye.